So I wanted to make this vid just to tell you guys the power of setting big goals. I feel like when I talk to so many people these days, I ask them, "Oh, what are you trying to do? Like, what are your plans in life?" Like, and they'll say something like, "Oh, I just want to live comfortably. I just want to make 25K a year, and I'll be happy with that. Oh, as long as I have a little house where I can play PlayStation and all of this, like basically just yeah, basically just small goals, just small goals, and you know for a fact, obviously, if that's what you want, that's cool. If that really makes you happy, that's fine. But I know these people. I know, and I've known these people since way back in the day. And obviously, as kids, it was, oh yeah, I want to be a pro footballer. I want to do this. I want to do that. Just big goals. I want a mansion. I want a Lamborghini. I want this and that. And I just feel like these days, everyone just has small goals. Everyone just aims for either small goals or just mid goals. Like no one ever aims for the big thing. And I just want to tell you guys about the power of setting big goals, man. Because when you set big goals, you're gonna take action for them big goals. And I'm gonna explain why. Alright, so obviously I'm gonna tell you a story about me. So during the second lockdown, I think yeah, the second lockdown was from like January 2021 to like was it March 2021? So yeah, there was like 3 months in at the start of 2021 where it was locked down again. And I remember them dates. It was raining, it was snowing, it was cold. But obviously me, I had my mind on becoming a Premier League footballer. I wanted to make it to the Prem. I wanted to make it to the top. So obviously I would, even if it was raining, if it was snowing, torrential rain, it didn't matter. I was at the Astro just training, training, training. I was at the Astro. Pretty much most days, no one else was there. Maybe me and one other guy. But apart from that, it wasn't there. And that's because I set my sights on being a Premier League player. If I said, oh, you know, I just want to be a semi-pro, I want to play step five and all of that, there's no way I would have went out to the rain and to the cold to do all of that, because in my head I'll be thinking, all of this for just step five. But then that's what people do with their goals. They set small goals, and then that's why they don't what's it called? They don't put in the work for it. They don't achieve the small goals because it's like, why would you wake up at 5 a.m. to train just to play step five? Because the reward doesn't fit. What's it called? The reward doesn't fit the work you're putting in. It doesn't fit. The work you're putting in is up here, but the reward is down there. But if you say I want to be a Premier League player, obviously the reward is much bigger. The reward gets up here, so you're still gonna put in that work. So you're still gonna get about 5 a.m. Go train in the rain. Go gym. Go do what's necessary to do. So yeah, that's why. Because like I said, there'll be no way I'll be training in rain, training in hailstone to just be like a semi-pro player playing like maybe the National League. Nah, I wanted to be a prem baller because I knew what that came with. That comes with the money, the fame, the the contracts, the lifestyle, all of that. And obviously we all want that. So yeah, like imagine if Cristiano Ronaldo literally said, "Oh, I just want to become a professional player. Like I just want to become a professional player. As soon as I become a pro, I'm good." Like you think he'll be putting in the work that he was putting in at Man United, wearing weighted ankles to training, going after training, spending 2 hours practicing shooting and all of that. No, he would have just been content. He would have been like, "Hey, I'm at United. I'm good. I'm good if I sit on the bench. It's cool." No way he'd be the CR7 today. That's because he set big goals. He wanted to be the best in the world. When he got one Ballon d'Or, he said, "Yo," he told Patrice Evra, "I need five." He wanted five, and obviously, what ended up happening? He got five. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the power of setting big goals. Because if he never set those big goals, he would have just been happy to stay at United. Probably never would have even went to Madrid. Never would have won any Ballon d'Or. So yeah, that's all because he set big goals. And even today, he recently said he wants to get to 1,000 goals, 1,000 career goals. That's why he's gonna keep himself in optimum shape. That's why he's still gonna keep playing ball at the highest level. Obviously, he's out in Saudi Arabia now, but still, he's gonna still keep playing ball, still keep himself in good shape because he sets big goals. Even if it sounds unrealistic, because he's like 39 now, to get another 100, that's probably gonna be what, another 3, 4 seasons. But yeah, even if it's unrealistic, that's that's a good thing. It's what we call it's unreasonably reasonable. That's what you want to set. Obviously, you don't want to set goals like, oh, I want £1 million tomorrow. Obviously, that's dumb. Like, obviously, don't say that. That's dumb. That's not gonna happen. Oh, I want the ability to fly. I'm gonna find a way to make myself fly. Obviously, not those type of goals. Like, don't be dumb. Like, don't be silly. But yeah, unreasonably reasonable goals. That's what you want. So obviously, if you're 13 now, and let's say for example you're playing Sunday League, you're a Sunday League player, but you want to make it. Like you're really putting in the work. You really you're ambitious. You want to make it. Obviously, set yourself a goal in 3 years from now. you're going to be in an academy. That's an unreasonably reasonable goal, to be in an academy at 16. And obviously at 16, once you pretty much sign a contract at 16, you're pretty much a pro footballer. Even if you don't make it at that academy, let's say Arsenal, for example, a lower league team can come pick you up unless you don't do any stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Unless you don't absolutely crash out. But yeah, that's an unreasonable reason. That's an unreasonably reasonable goal to be in the academy at 16. So yes, just set bigger goals just all the time. Don't shortchange yourself. I hate when people shortchange themselves and say, "Oh, I just want this." Basically, they want something that's up here, but they settle for down here. Don't settle, because you're only gonna be miserable and settling, and you're never gonna get what you actually want. Even if you set your standards up here, saying, "Yo, I want to make it to the top. I want to be a Premier League player. I want to be a professional player, League Two and up." Yeah. Even if you set your goal up here, and even if you get here, let's say you're a National League player, you still probably got further than the guy who said, "Oh, I just want to be a semi-pro player." He probably made it down here because them days where you both weren't motivated to train, when you both weren't motivated to go to the gym, you still went because you had the idea in mind of Premier League player, Premier League player, Premier League player. But that other guy, he didn't get out of bed that morning because he said to himself, "Oh, it's only semi-pro anyway. Like it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Let me just stay in bed." Simply because the reward just didn't fit the work required. You both need to put in the same amount of work, but because you had the big reward in mind and he had the small one, you went further than him. So yeah, make sure you always, like I said, set big goals. Don't shortchange yourself. Let me give you another analogy. So you've probably heard online, or you've probably heard people talking about, going to the gym, saying there's like a group of people, they all want to get big, like they want to get jacked and all that. Obviously you always get the guy who's like, "Oh, I just want to be a bit toned. I just want to have some shoulder veins and maybe a bicep vein and all of that." You've probably heard them people online, or seen them people make videos online saying, "Oh, I just want to get toned. I don't want to get too big." I promise you, that's the guy who quits within 2 weeks, because, like I said, the reward for getting up and doing the work is literally down here, just wanting to get toned shoulders and all of that. Because like I said, when he's unmotivated, when it's time to go to the gym and he's unmotivated, his goal isn't big enough to get him out of bed, to get him hyped up. Whereas the guy who says, "I want the 10 out of 10 body, I want the six pack, I want to be ripped, I need all of that." His goals are up here. So even if he wakes up tired in the morning and he's like, "Oh, I can't be asked," but he starts to visualize himself with that 10 out of 10 body. He starts to visualize. He's like, "All right, but let me put in the work because I know what can come from this." Then that's the guy who's consistent. That's the guy who goes to the gym. That's the guy who works out. That's the guy who gets the results. I promise you, setting the big goals will what's it called? Setting the big goals will just make you will just give you extra drive. Just like me when I told you about going out into the snow. I would have never done that if you think I'd done that if I didn't want to be a pro. I would have never done that. Going out into the snow, going out into hailstone, torrential rain. I was still there. I was still training, just me by myself, because I set those high goals, high expectations, and even if I didn't meet them, I got a lot further than I would have if I would have just settled for less and said, "Oh, I just want to be a semi-pro player. I don't really, it's not that deep. I don't really want this football thing for real." Like, imagine if you went to the arcade, yeah, and there was some game, yeah, that said, in order you have to play this game for 6 hours, and when you're done for 6 hours, the reward is £20. Like, imagine if it said that. You look and be like, "Am I a dickhead? Like, bro, what? 6 hours for £20?" You just leave that game. You just leave it alone. You'd be like, "Let's go find something else." But imagine if it said you play this for 6 hours and you get 100,000. Now you're gonna start doing calculations in your head, like 6 hours, 100,000. All right, cool, cool, cool. Because the reward is bigger. That's the same as anything in life. Just because the reward is bigger, you're willing to do more work. So if you say, "Yo, I need to be a pro, I need to be a millionaire, I need to do this," you're gonna wake up earlier, you're gonna do the work, you're gonna have more drive because the reward is so big, you're willing to do the work. Just like in the arcade, because it's 100,000, you're probably willing to stay there for 6 hours for 100,000, but £20, £50, you're gonna be like, I can earn that from minimum wage job. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's why, bro. Big goals has to be done. You have to set them. Don't settle for less in life. It's literally just gonna make you miserable. I promise you. Lastly, I just want to mention one of my boys who I train with. He's consistently there at the Astro pretty much every single day. And why is that? Because he wants to make it to a higher level. Right now he's playing semi-pro, but you know he's not content with that level. He wants to go even higher. That's why he's probably the only one on his team, probably the only one in probably even in semi-pro football who's literally out there by himself doing drills, doing fitness, all of that, because he wants to make it to that higher level. Because he set the big goals, he's willing to do the work. But if he was content with just being a semi-pro player, he'd probably just be at home chilling. You know what I'm saying? But obviously he's putting in the work. So shout out to him. He knows if he's watching, he knows who he is. But yeah, I've been JT and I'm out.